my YouTube channel. If today is your first time and you have not subscribed, it's a good time to go now to that red button and subscribe. Tell your friend to tell your friend to tell your friend to tell your friend. Thank you so much. I don't take it for granted that you spend your time, you spend your data to watching this drama queen. So last week, I had with me a beautiful angel. I call her my angel. Yeah, Oluwa Seyi for me, D. Meg Ricketts. Welcome back to my show. How are you, Seyi for me?
I'm fine.
Thank you for last week. Thank you again for today. So we're continuing on questions. I'm going to shut up while Seyi for me takes over. Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm sure you guys enjoyed last week's session.
Yes.
If you think last week was hot, it gets hotter today.
Amen. Somebody shout amen. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
So we're getting into your next part we want to talk about, or where I'll be questioning you, is on part 2, clipped.
Amen. I'm this side of the cross.
I know. I was waiting for you.
Yeah, continue.
If it's about you, come back and meet me.
Yeah,
I ain't going nowhere. Clipped.
Yes.
You said clipped is basically your experience in your failed marriage.
Yes.
Failed marriage. Before we even talk about failed marriage, when you first met your ex-husband, because from what you wrote in the book, you guys were already formed friends before you met yourself physically. Tell us, when you first met him, when you saw him physically, what was it like?
Why are you stupid? You actually asked me that question.
Yeah.
You're serious? God, oh. So the first day I saw my ex-husband, like I told you, Seyi for me, when you just see yourself, yes,
Really?
I won't talk dark and handsome. All those CD, and I now saw, not tall. I first of all ran away. When you just say, wait, Jesus, this is not what we said now. Or then she's supposed to be tall. So that was my, but I came back. And at that time, like I wrote in the book, I already falling in love, whatever, with his voice and with his, I'm a very sensual person. So my hearing, it says a lot, which is why a lot of people know I don't like text message. I like to call. I like to understand how you feel. So the outer part at that time was like 20% because I already was in love with the voice. So that was what happened.
Okay, so you were in love with the voice. All the requirements you had.
Almost
you just flew out. Okay, we'll make do.
We'll make do with the. We use the voice to compensate the physical structure. So that was what happened. Are you satisfied?
Yeah, I am.
Oh yeah, next question. I know that's not where you are going.
So let's get into the meat.
Yes, into the meat of the story.
This thing gone. The entire of your marriage was 7 years.
Technically.
Right? Technically. Okay, so tell us about the money problem your ex-husband.
So Seyi for me, when you say money problem, how do you mean? I don't understand.
Okay. First of all, in your book, you mentioned that you were earning much more than your ex-husband, and we know that money is a very sensitive issue in marriage.
Yes.
Marriages these days, especially where the wife earns much more than the husband. It caused problem in yours. So let us know how did it even all start? Briefly, Neo, but we want to know. We want to hear it from you.
Holy Ghost fire. Okay, so I'm the kind of person I am. I don't know how to transcribe that in English. So no matter how much I earn, money is a tool. Like my mentor Tadi Cash will tell you, money is a tool. You're supposed to send money on errand. So even before I got married, I knew that maybe I couldn't put it into words. So I was coming from a place like it is money, and I had the nudge in my spirit even before we got married that I would give all of my money to my ex-husband. For me, it was a sign of respect. It was a sign of, you know what, you are the man of the house. Still be who you are. And at that time, it was not a problem for me. It was, and I didn't see it as a problem. There was a series I think I did, not a series, a talk show I told you about, where we're talking about emotional abuse and verbal abuse. At times you are in an abuse, not at times, most times. The people that are being abused don't know until they come out of it. So when money became power, when money became a tool of authority, when money became a tool of control in my former marriage, I didn't know. So I didn't look at it as a problem. I myself did not know. I just felt, So I didn't see it as a big deal. It wasn't a big deal for me until the day, and I think I wrote it in the book, when we had not spoken for 3 weeks. And the first thing you were saying, or the first statement you were saying to me was, where is the money? And I was like, which money? Like your bonus? Because usually, as I'm getting bonuses and raises, is the first person to know to say, this is what is happening, or we're excited about it, we're going to save more, quote unquote. And so you didn't speak to me for 3 weeks, and the first statement to me is, where's the money? I flipped in my spirit. So I got to work that day, and the first thing I said to myself, you can't really me. As I was entering into the reception, and that was
telling yourself,
Yeka
not correct.
You know, and that was the last time. That was 2016. If you read the book, you saw I wrote it there. So 2016 January. So January 2016 was the first time I would be collecting my money and putting it in my pocket and spending it on myself like I wanted. It was
felt good.
Oh my God, it was liberating. I was like, Yeka, power. You know, that was the way I felt. So at that time, like I wanted to answer your question, is I didn't see it as a problem because it was not a problem to me. It became a problem when money was used to control. A tool for control, a tool for authority, a tool to say I'm the one in charge. And money is not like that. Money is supposed to enhance relationships. Some people say romance is good, but with money, romance is sweeter. Money is just supposed to help you, like, fulfill God's purpose. You know, help people pay school fees, you know, look into someone's life, bless them. That's money for you. So that's it. Good for you. Oh, you are thinking. Don't think. Another question. I'm on the hot seat, so literally leave, guys. As in, Sheifumi is just doling it out, but I will deal with it after this. Oh yeah, let's go.
After money,
yes.
The next issue
was, if you say it, I will beat you. It's what? Oh yeah, say
a complete chapter here now.
Oh yeah, what is it?
The sex problem.
Okay, sex problem. What do you want to know?
Tell us about how it became a problem.
Okay. Which part?
You want to put me on the hot seat?
Yes.
Okay, I know that at a point in your book, one of the chapters was like what you were having in your marriage was no longer love making. It was now sex.
Yes.
And I know that by the side you do this intimacy coaching for young couples and all. But so sex became a problem in your marriage, like, you know, it was no longer love making. It became something that you were no longer enjoying. Or how, help us relate.
Okay, so a lot of, and I wish I was wearing my t-shirt today. So my slogan for the people that know me is the gospel of sex, the good news of sex. For me, there's a good news, but Christians, church has made sex look bad. So I won't bore you with that. If you want to know more, follow us.
Erota's Lounge.
And then we tell you more. So when we got married, I'm sure you read in the book, you know, sex was everywhere, you know, and you know, I was ready to explore. I'm a passionate person, Shay, for me. I was ready to just, you know, let's get out and let's explore. And then I remember one night, you know, when in the middle of the do. And you know me that I scream on a normal day.
Yeah.
You know that I shout. Then I started to shout on Shay, but then I said that my shouting was becoming too much. Why are you shouting?
Turn it down.
As in, that day, I was like, my goodness. I said, so you mean I should keep on saying yes, so don't shout. So from that day, it became very monotonous, very mechanical. It was just, you know, get inside, get out. When you get into the book, that's why this book is not for younger people. So, but that's it. And so what I preach is love making is a process. It's not just I want to get. It's you also saying I want to give. It's a place of compromise, a place of you coming together. And you know the Spirit of God there is there. And for me, I'm like, where God is, there's liberty. So you have liberty to do everything and everything, especially because you are married and you're a Christian. You have the mind of God. Let's not go into sex coaching. Next question.
Yeah, I deliberately asked that question because I know that a lot of young couples that are struggling in marriage right now, that is one of the reasons why they are struggling. But this is a very sensitive area that they don't even know how to discuss with their pastor or their people that they look up to, you know. So I really wanted you to touch on that, like, okay, it was a problem and these are, you know, how you were able to deal with it. But you have done that, and if you want more, she does intimacy coaching for Christian couples. Well, Stanka, if she handles, you don't have don't let me talk. Oh,
Dao.
Yes, there was one very painful experience that you had with your ex-husband, and it kept reoccurring, and then eventually one of the reasons why that he stated was because of that particular thing that kept reoccurring. Because at the point in the book, I was like, why would you state this reason when it is like the one of the main highlights of your marriage, your problem with fertility? How were you able to deal with it?
I'm alive, so to tell you that I dealt with it with the help of God. So I said this to people: fertility is not just the problem of the women. Fertility is also a problem of the man. Is knowing how your body works and what works for your body. In my case, so the doctor said hormonal imbalance, quote and unquote. There are some things I will say here that's not in my book, because we could not capture everything in the book. Like they said, there will be a part 2 by the grace of God. So most times when I have miscarriages at 8 weeks, they usually say the chromosome is not well formed. So it's not as if I wasn't getting pregnant. I was getting pregnant, but exactly 8 weeks, I lose the pregnancy. So the one for me that almost killed me, which is I usually celebrate my birthday in full grand style, is because it was on the eve of my 30th birthday. I almost died at an hospital because they didn't know I was wrong. Apparently I had ectopic pregnancy, one in the womb, one in the tube. And that was my 4th pregnancy. Usually I have multiple.
Fourth,
yes.
In 7 years.
No, not in 7 years. In 3 years.
In 3 years.
In
sorry.
3 years.
3 years.
In 3 years. So 4 pregnancies in 3 years, and they were multiple. So if I'm going to count the number of children I have in heaven, it's 7. So that's why sometimes I'm not bugged, but I pay me obi mo. When I get to heaven, they embrace me. Welcome home. Do you understand? So, and that's because of the knowledge I have. And like I always say, revelation is progressive, and I thank God for the people that God put in my life. Just saying that aside. So a lot of times, even as women, we don't know what's happening. We don't know whether it's the sperm killing the eggs, and that was what was happening in my own case. I didn't get to know that until later. So it wasn't as if, and one thing that also happened was, before we even got married, I'd mentioned that I would like to adopt, because I believe that you can mother somebody else that you didn't give birth through your vaginal tears. And being a mother does not mean that you give birth. Being a mother there's a gift and a grace upon your life. The fact that a woman does not make you a mother, that has been established a lot of times. So, and for me, and by God's grace, I still want to have an orphanage where you just love people. Jesus Christ has given you the capacity to love people. But so that was my fertility experience, and I'm grateful to God I went through it. When I was going through it, it was hard. So if there's anybody that is waiting on God now, I know what it means. And I think I mentioned in the book, if God has given you the grace to give birth to children without fertility drugs or any form of fertility, you actually don't know what God has done for you. Because fertility drugs are killing to the body. As in anything, whether drugs, whether injections, they shut your system down. So for instance, if you see a woman that is fat and just a kilo little fat, I'm like, you don't have a clue what this person is struggling with. So don't judge that person except you are in the person's shoes. So don't look from afar and say, we'll be Sherry. Fertility drugs add, as in you just begin to hide in the unnecessary places. Not be saying, I want to jog. You don't jog too, because they're also asking you to calm down, let your body rest. So it's a lot of that goes to the body. But here I am, all the glory to God, so we don't look like what we've been through.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Shay. For my next question.